into it.
Exactly. I'm Sarah.
I'm Magdalene.
And now today we're tackling something super relevant but not always obvious.
Why is it at all important for us to be talking about political persuasion? We're talking about how politicians use persuasion to shape public opinion, push their agendas, and sometimes convince people of things that aren't even based on logic.
Exactly, and I will be giving you the political angle because once you understand tactics politicians use, you will start seeing them everywhere. Like everywhere.
And I'll break down the psychology behind persuasion, why these tactics work on us, and what we can do to protect ourselves.
Exactly. Before we get into the politics, let's define persuasion. Majduline, can you define it?
Persuasion is when someone influences your beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors. It's not always logical. A lot of times, persuasion works by tapping into our emotions, biases, and subconscious habits instead of actual facts.
And that's why it's such a powerful political tool. Politicians don't just present policies, they craft messages that trigger emotional reactions. So political persuasion is the process by which individuals' political attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors are influenced through communication, particularly via media and social interactions. In simple words, political persuasion is when people's opinions about politics change because of what they see, hear, or read. It can happen in two ways. Either they really think about the message and analyze it, or they just go with their feelings and trust the person saying it. Social media, news, and conversations all play a big role in shaping what people believe politically. Let's get into the tactics politicians use to influence people. And Majduline, you will explain the psychology behind it?
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. One of the biggest tools in a politician's toolkit is
fear. Exactly. You will see this all the time. Politicians will say things like, if we don't act now, our country is doomed, or like the other side is trying to destroy everything you care about. For example, President Donald Trump referred to certain undocumented immigrants as animals.
When we feel threatened, our brain switches to survival mode, which makes us more reactive and less logical. That's why fear-based messaging often works. It bypasses critical thinking and makes us act on emotion.
A politician might say we're protecting traditional values instead of we're restricting rights. Same policy, but completely different spin. Alice Weidel, co-leader of Germany's Alternative for Germany, or the so-called AfD party, has employed framing techniques to influence public perception. A notable instance is her use of the term remigration to describe the party's policy on deporting immigrants. She states the following: laws and regulations must finally be upheld again. Illegal immigrants and those without residence permits who commit crimes must leave the country, and the state must enforce this on a large scale, because these people have no place here and they undermine the foundation of our internal security. I want Germany to once again be a prosperous, secure, and future-oriented country.
And this works because of how our brain responds to how things are framed.
Mm-hmm.
If it's framed in a positive way, you will support it. And if it's framed in a negative way, you will reject it, even if it's the same thing.
So, politicians love using social proof. They will point to poll numbers, celebrity endorsements, or massive rallies. Former Vice President Kamala Harris, in year 2024, had a presidential campaign that strategically engaged social media influencers to connect with younger voters and amplify her message. Key initiatives included influencer and celebrity collaborations and dedicated social media channels. Politicians love using social proof. They will point to poll numbers, celebrity endorsements, or massive rallies to make you think, well, if everyone else supports us, Maybe I should too.
Psychologically, we have a deep-rooted tendency to follow the crowd. It's called herd mentality.
Ooh.
Have you heard about it before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you'll hear about it today. So it's basically that we assume that if a lot of people are following something or believe something, it must be true. It must be right or safe or true.
This one is everywhere in politics. Just putting on a suit, using formal language, or standing next to actual experts makes politicians seem more credible, even if they're talking nonsense. Like, absolutely nonsense.
Yeah. So this is why our brains are wired to respect authority figures, even if we don't check their credentials, to gain popularity, and they align themselves with scientists, military leaders, or economists to seem more legit, even when those people don't fully support them.
Yes, in those examples, these examples show politicians use fear appeals about the economy and migration, frame policies in emotionally charged ways, and position themselves as the only solution to a crisis.
It's all a performance, guys.
It's all performance. Okay, we see campaign ads everywhere, politicians making passionate speeches, and social media filled with political arguments. But do any of these things truly change people's minds? To find out, I looked into the research of Dr. Alex Kupuk, a political scientist at Yale University. He studies how people's political opinions change or don't change when they see campaign ads, read articles, or debate politics. His work is based on real political campaigns, testing actual ads and messages to see what really moves people. According to Kupuk, persuasion isn't dramatic. He says, you talk to your uncle at Thanksgiving dinner and it feels like you get further apart. But I promise, even if it feels frustrating, you're making a little bit of progress. So, persuasion works, but only in small steps over time.
We could talk about this all day, unpacking all of these psychological tactics these politicians use. Yeah, even though it's hard, one must try with their relatives because the political persuasion is real. These politicians use all of these tactics to get into our systems, into our psyche, and it's so sad how many families it's broken apart, and it's all not based in facts. That's the most, I think, frustrating part for every debate you hear that is based in lies, especially about migration, about actual problems.
Okay, so Majreen, what should we do to protect ourselves?
What should we do to protect ourselves? So, this is what we all can do. First of all, calm down. And
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath and slow it down. Slow down. Number one is slow down before reacting. If a message makes you feel angry, afraid, or outraged, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this based on facts or not? Is this an emotional appeal? So they're trying to get a reaction out of you, basically. Number two, fact check everything. Politicians exaggerate a lot. It comes with the job for some reason. Before believing a claim, multiple sources. And make sure it's not just a one-sided framing. Number three, recognize manipulation tactics. We talked about a lot today. If a politician is using fear, social pressure, or urgency, they might be trying to push you into reacting emotionally. Number four, Stay open-minded. It's really important to question everything, even ideas you already agree with.
Just because it feels right doesn't mean it's true. This was such an important conversation. How do you feel?
I feel clear. I feel like I know more. Yeah. I think we all, as you said in the beginning, persuasion is everywhere, like political persuasion everywhere, and I think we'll be seeing it also everywhere.
Yes, and so once you understand the psychology of persuasion, it's like unlocking a hidden code in politics. And the key takeaway is this: politicians know how to manipulate us, but we can outsmart them by staying informed. So stay informed.
Stay informed, guys. Stay informed.
Stay informed!
So if you found this episode helpful, make sure to share it with a friend, like, subscribe,
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
and follow us for more. There will be more coming. The more you are, the more you motivate us to make more episodes.
So see you next time on the Safe Space Diaries, and stay critical.
Keep your
Space safe and your coffee warm. Bye.
So if you found
Fondant.
took longer to get this running than how long this episode will be.
Okay, so let's start. No, ich muss sneezen. I have to sneeze.
It's okay. It's gone. It's okay. Aber
Okay.
du machst es wirklich gut. I love the Betonung. I love the
Okay.
Betonung.
Die Betonung.
Ja. Alles klar.
Ist das gut?
Super.
Okay.
I love it. You're in your element. Wait, what was our slogan? Keep your
safe space. What?
keep your safe space. Keep your space safe and your coffee warm.
Keep your safe space and coffee warm.
Your space safe.
Keep your safe space.
Ich hab's auch falsch gesagt.
Keep your space safe. Your coffee warm.
Your coffee warm. Keep your space safe and your coffee warm.
Keep your safe.
Keep your safe space, okay? This is it. We're done.
We're done.
We're done. Keep your
Your space safe.